Supreme Hierarchist Veltar had conquered 47 star systems without losing a single vessel. The Kethmori Empire's mathematical precision in warfare was legendary, every battle calculated, every outcome predetermined through probability engines that had never been wrong. Standing on the command cathedral of the flagship Infinite Certainty, Veltar reviewed the tactical display with the satisfaction of absolute victory assured. Target acquired, Supreme Hierarchist reported subcalculator ZEFTOS, his bioluminescent tentacles dancing across the control matrix. Single vessel designation unknown. Configuration irregular. Veltar's 4 eyes focused on the holographic display. After 5 centuries of galactic conquest, he had seen every conceivable ship design, from the crystalline geometries of the Silrati to the living vessels of the organic collective. But this defied categorization. Analysis, ZEFTOS. The vessel appears to be pieced together, Supreme Hierarchist. Multiple hull materials, conflicting design philosophies, and ZEFTOS paused, his bioluminescence flickering uncertainty. Impossible energy signatures. Captain Sarah Chin stood on the bridge of the U.S. Determination, watching the alien fleet through the cracked viewport held together with military-grade tape. Her ship was a testament to human stubbornness, parts salvaged from 12 different vessels, held together by engineering ingenuity, spite, and what the crew lovingly called aggressive maintenance. Captain called Chief Engineer Rodriguez from his station, which was literally held together with zip ties and prayer. Their scanning beams are getting pretty intrusive. Should I fire up the countermeasures? Sarah grinned. The Determination's countermeasures consisted of a disco ball from the recreation deck that had been retrofitted with signal scramblers and a sound system that played Earth music at frequencies that apparently gave most alien species headaches. Not yet, Chief. Let them look. I want them to see exactly what they're dealing with. Navigation Officer Kim looked up from her station, a tablet duct-taped to a chair. Ma'am, that's the biggest fleet I've ever seen. 200 ships, all identical, perfect formation. They're like a machine. Good, Sarah said, adjusting the lucky wrench hanging around her neck. Machines break. And we're very good at breaking things. In the Kethmori Command Cathedral, confusion reigned for the first time in recorded history. The probability engines were producing calculations that made no mathematical sense. Supreme Hierarchist ZEFTOS reported, his voice trembling, the human vessel's combat capability cannot be determined. Our engines calculate simultaneously that it poses no threat whatsoever and that it represents an extinction-level danger. The paradox is causing system failures across the fleet. Veltar stared at the impossible ship. It was smaller than their smallest Corv. On the Determination, Sarah was reviewing the tactical situation with her senior staff, which consisted of whoever happened to be on the bridge at the time. Okay, people, she announced, we've got 200 identical ships in perfect formation, all using the same tactics, the same systems, the same everything. Chief, what's our status? Rodriguez consulted a clipboard held together with rubber bands. Well, ma'am, the port engine is held together with hope and determination, the actual determination, not the ship's name. Weapons are functional, assuming functional means will probably work when we need them to. And the life support is running on a cooling system I jerry-rigged from a beverage refrigerator. Perfect. Kim, what do we know about their tactics? Kim scrolled through data on her duct-tape tablet. They're mathematical, Captain. Everything calculated, everything predictable. They don't improvise, they don't adapt, they don't. She paused, understanding dawning on her face. They don't know how to handle chaos. Sarah's grin widened. And what are humans best at? Chaos. The bridge crew answered in unison. The first shot from the Determination should have been ineffective, a simple projectile weapon against the Infinite Certainty's quantum shielding. But the projectile was improvised from cargo bay debris and powered by an engine that ran on fuel mixed with coffee grounds because they had run out of proper catalysts. The probability engines couldn't calculate the trajectory of something that shouldn't exist, powered by something that shouldn't work, fired by beings who made tactical decisions based on intuition rather than mathematics. The projectile punched through the shield as if it wasn't there. Impossible! Veltar screamed. But the word felt hollow. The humans had just done something that was mathematically impossible, and they had done it with apparent ease. The Determination began moving in patterns that defied tactical sense, sudden turns, random accelerations, maneuvers that served no strategic purpose but made prediction impossible. More shots followed, each one different, each one improvised, each one completely unpredictable. Kethmori ships began colliding with each other as their probability engines designed for perfect coordination couldn't process the chaos. The mathematical precision that had made them invincible was now their weakness. They couldn't adapt to an enemy that didn't follow rules. Supreme Hierarchist Zeph reported, panic creeping into his bioluminescent patterns. Our formations are collapsing. The probability engines cannot predict the human vessel's actions because they appear to have no tactical logic whatsoever. Veltar watched in horror as his perfect fleet tore itself apart trying to counter an enemy that made no sense. The humans weren't using superior technology or brilliant strategy, they were winning through pure, chaotic unpredictability. They're not following any doctrine we understand, Combat Calculator Nexvara added. They repair their ship during battle with materials that shouldn't work. They modify their weapons between shots. They make tactical decisions that contradict their previous decisions. They are unquantifiable. As the infinite certainty shuddered under another impossible hit from a weapon that the probability engines insisted couldn't exist, Veltar finally understood the truth that shattered the Kethmori Empire's confidence. Some things in the universe couldn't be calculated, predicted, or understood. Some things were beautifully, terrifyingly, magnificently chaotic. And humans had turned chaos into an art form. The retreat order echoed through what remained of the perfect fleet, and the legend of the ship held together with duct tape and determination spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The Kethmori Empire had met their match not in superior technology or tactical brilliance, but in the beautiful madness of human ingenuity. Sarachin watched the alien fleet flee and turned to her crew. Well, that went better than expected. Chief, how's the ship holding up? The port engine just exploded, ma'am. But the good news is I think I can fix it with some spare parts from the coffee machine. Outstanding. Kim, set course for home. Let's go tell everyone how we accidentally conquered the most mathematically perfect empire in the galaxy. The determination limped away into the stars, leaving behind the wreckage of certainty itself.